So what I'm going to do is right now I'm showing you, this is our Zyper management server. This is the GUI that allows you to go in and do things. Basically, this GUI running in the browser is issuing commands to the API, actually through a JSON interface. You can't see the commands that are happening, but they're happening behind the scenes. And what I've done here is I'm showing you a list of sources that are available in my system, and they all have like individual names. And here's my various displays on the right here. I'm going to disconnect joins there. And this is showing me that my displays, this yellow color is meaning I'm not sending anything to those displays currently. If I wanted to send something to a display, I could take and do what's called a drag and drop, and I can drop a source onto there, and this is going to turn green, indicating that I've sent a device there. So let's take a look at, I'm going to bring up the API here. So this is a console version, kind of showing connection to the API, and I've already connected via Telnet. So from here, I could, for example, type in the word help, and it's going to show me a listing again of the help groups that are available for the API. And here I can manually issue a command. So let's say I want to send something to this screen called top left. I can say join space, and then I can, hitting the tab key is going to show me a vista of like available options. So I could say I want to send multi-view 2x2 to the screen called top left multi-view return. So I've just issued this command, join MV2x2 top left multi-view, and you can see that top left now has become green because I've routed something to it. And I can actually, if I jump up in here, let me open up a new, let me move this thing. I'll open up a new tab. I can show you a camera feed, into my lab. And you can see that now top left has this 2x2 multi-view associated with it. Jump back to the ZMP. I could do something from within here called disconnect joins. So what that did is it issued a command to stop sending video to top left. And if I jump back here, you can see the top left no longer has video on it. Let's take a look at the ZyperPad controller here. So I'm going to log into the ZyperPad controller, and this is sitting on that same network. It's located in an IP address 172.16.6.101. And if you can see, the ZMP was at 16.6.111. So if I go into group settings, or excuse me, device settings here, I can see that I've got a ZMP. And if I click on edit, you can see I've told it that address. So when you're sending out commands, this is where you want to send the commands, to the ZMP on port 23. I've put in a bunch of commands already. Join MV2x2, which the actual command here is join MV2x2. This one actually was called -art, top -left multi-view. Now this is kind of a good example because I know if I do that, it won't work. So let's jump to key settings over here. So here I've assigned join MV2x2 to this particular key number 1. But I already know that that command's wrong. So if I click on it, nothing's going to happen. It sends out an operation successful command, but if I jump back to the image here, I know that top left doesn't have anything there. So I need to edit and fix this command. So let's jump back to command settings, and I'm going to bring up the API again. So we know what the correct command should be is join MV2x2 space top left space multi-view. So I'm going to copy that because I know that worked. And I'm going to edit this command here, and I'm going to just paste it in. So now I've corrected, basically what I did is I corrected the name of the multi-view. I hit save. Now you can see it's got the new command here. Go back to key settings. It's already been assigned, so I don't need to reassign it, but now I can just run it. So I click that button, which is the same thing as if I click the button for real. And if I go back here, you can see that that command has now been executed via this third-party control system, via the ZyperPad, and it has put an image up on the top left display. So really this, having the API here, again, this is a great way to troubleshoot that third-party control system. I initially tried a command, it didn't work. It didn't work because I had the wrong name of the multi-view, or I had a typo in the multi-view. So I'm able to run the command here, get it to work the way that it's supposed to, and then copy that command again directly back into my third-party system, knowing that now it's going to work. So I know it's a very short demonstration. Within here, I can, assign, things to any key that I want. If I hover over it, it'll tell me the name of the command. This one here, I've got multiple commands assigned. I can have up to 6 different commands assigned to a key at the same time. I can also assign RS-232 commands here as well, besides just the AV commands. So very easy to use, very easy to configure. Then one of the great things about this, again, is once you put this installed into your customer system, it just gives them that limited control. They can only do what they're allowed to do by the key buttons, assuming you haven't given them the login information to the pad itself, which most customers would probably not even know that this even exists. So they wouldn't know how to try. All right, so again, thank you for joining the session. I hope you found it enjoyable. I'm going to leave it open for questions here for another minute. There is one more question here. Any plan to ZV adopt NMOS for vendors to support IPMX? I'm not sure what that is. Jay, any idea?
I did a fast look. IPMX is essentially a different competitor to SEVOE, using another background tool. I'm not really sure the advantages. It was like, oh, we need it. They claim to be another open standard, but they're using a different thing in the background. Whereas I know with ours, like, we can use any switch, we can talk to other devices from other vendors, etc. So I don't really understand. My guess would be the simple answer would be no, because it's a competition to SDVOE in general. So I don't see any advantage to trying to do that, especially because it doesn't look like it's as open.
So I hope that people got something out of this. Again, this is the very first time that I was teaching this course today. It is rather quick, it's the 1 hour. So if you have any other additional feedback for me, I appreciate an email, again, at aweeks@cv.com. Always looking to improve my system or my classes. Question, does the ZV API work with Medallion? Yes, it does. We've had several customers do development work with Medallion. Good question.